So let's get back sa ating main issue topic of the show ngayon, which is salivary glands.
Alam mo, Ria, it's relevant pati ngayon. Kasi diba, di natin alam what saliva could really do to us, lalo na ngayong pandemic.
You are right, Trixie, virus needs a host para mabuhay, and kaya nahahawa yung mga tao, one reason is saliva or the droplets of saliva. Kaya the government wants us to wear protection such as face mask or face shield, and that's why it is important topic to tackle about, to inform the public or to inform the people about the science of this matter.
Tama, iba talaga yung transmission ng respiratory droplets, lalo na sa health crisis natin ngayon. So, don't forget to wear your mask, guys.
So to start, can you give us an introduction about salivary glands, Doc?
So, the salivary glands, they are exocrine glands that are located in and around the oral cavity para makasecrete ng salivary contents in our mouth.
So, bale, di lang siya nakapwesto sa iisang lugar, but around the oral cavity.
Yes, because these are different kinds of salivary glands.
So, Mimiya, as our patient for today, pwede mo bang i-demonstrate ito for our audience?
Yes po. So, dito po natin mahanap yung salivary glands po natin. Dito po, at saka dito po.
Wow, ang galing! Paano nga ulit?
Hala, may bayad na po ko next time.
Ay, sorry. Wala akong pera. Kidding aside, let's continue. Yes po, Doc?
So, yung function nitong salivary glands is to keep the oral mucosa protected and lubricated, so hindi lang siya basta nagbibigay ng laway lang.
Yes, and also, tumutulong itong salivary glands natin sa initial stages ng digestion natin in chewing and swallowing of food.
So, since dinamonstrate nga kanina ni Mimi, yung tatlong parts kung saan mahanap yung salivary glands, so does that mean na we only have 3 types of glands?
Actually, those are only major salivary glands, namely parotid, submandibular, and sublingual glands. They secrete 90% of saliva in our mouth. But also we have minor salivary glands.
Yes, and ang pagkakaalam ko, syempre nag-research ako tungkol dito. Meron tayong 600 to 1,000 na mahanap na minor salivary glands sa cavity natin, sa oral cavity natin. So, ganun sila kaliliit na secretory tissue compared sa major salivary glands.
Yes, that's right. And mahanap natin sila throughout the cavity, except in the gingiva and the anterior part of the heart.
Yes, and today, to understand further yung topic natin in a histological detail,
we will watch a special creative project by our students from Harvard to give further information about salivary glands.
ooh. So, buckle up and paki-on nga ng TV natin, Mimi, yo!
Tanan!
Good day and welcome to Harvard! So, good day everyone. We are here today in the Harvard Library. And while we are here today in the university, we will be studying about the salivary gland. So, let us first start with its structure. So, ano nga bang nilalaman ng isang salivary gland? We have, tinan, the serous cell and the mucous cell. So, wait lang, upo muna tayo. Ayan. So, sila ang secretory cells ng glands. So, ang serous cells, ito yung nagsisecrete ng proteins and glycoproteins, and mucous cells, ito yung nagsisecrete ng mucins. And there are different classifications of salivary glands based on the cells it is composed of. So we have a serous gland, which is more mainly composed of serous cells, a mucous gland, and a mixed gland, wherein you can see both serous and mucous cells inside. So this is what the cells of the salivary glands look like under a light microscope. These are the serous cells, and they are pyramidal in shape, with a broad base adjacent to the connective tissue stroma, and a narrow apex abutting a central lumen. And makikita nyo, mas dark yung appearance nila. That is because they contain zymogen granules. And we have the second type of secretory cells, the mucus cells, which makikita nyo mas large siya at mas pale kumpara sa serous cells. So they are pyramidal cells na may flattened na nuclei. Kita nyo, mas flat yung nuclei niya kaysa dun sa serous cells. And another cell type besides the secretory cells, we have the myoepithelial cells. Yan. And makikita nyo, they are located in between the basal lamina and the secretory and duct cells. They have a stellate shape with numerous branching processes that are filled with contractile filaments, actin and myosin, and they wrap around the end pieces. Hence, squeeze niya yung surrounding cells. Other than these different types of cells found in the salivary glands, we also have different classes of ducts na makikita sa structure na to. So basically, parang ganito itsura niya, yan. Para siyang mga drainage system. So itong pinakamalaking duct na to, located in the interlobular connective tissue, are the excretory ducts. Itong sumunod na branch are the striated ducts. And lastly, yung directly nagde-drain from the secretory cells are the intercalated ducts. So in the histological perspective, ganito siya. Intercalated ducts are smaller in diameter than their end pieces, and they have low cuboidal cells. And ganito naman yung itsura ng striated ducts. Lined by columnar cells, kita nyo may striation siya because of their enfolded membranes, hence given its name na striated duct. And lastly, ganito naman yung sa excretory duct, which makikita nyo, they are larger in diameter and have a wider lumina than the striated duct. So to summarize, in the structure of the salivary glands, we have the secretory cells and the myoepithelial cells, and the different classes of ducts, which are intercalated, striated, and excretory ducts. And that is all for my short overview on the structure of the salivary glands.
Good morning, everyone! Most of us think that the spit inside our mouth is gross.
But did you know that saliva is actually an incredibly complex fluid that facilitates lots of necessary functions?
It lubricates our mouth, assists in digestion, moistens our food, and even defend our mouths from microorganisms.
One fascinating fact about saliva is that it kills bacteria. Ever wonder why morning breath smells bad? It's due to low levels of saliva.
Unfortunately, your body doesn't produce as much as saliva while you're sleeping. Therefore, your saliva is not able to kill bacteria in the same way it does while you're awake. So now, let us proceed to the discussion of the functions of saliva.
Number 1 is protection.
Saliva protects the oral cavity in many ways.
It keeps our mouth and teeth clean by dissolving and washing away food particles from between the teeth.
The saliva provides a washing action that flushes away non-adherent bacteria and other debris. In particular, the clearance of sugars from the mouth limits their availability to acidogenic plaque microorganisms. The mucins provide lubrication and forms a barrier against noxious stimuli, microbial toxins, and minor trauma.
The second function is buffering. Saliva is one of the biological fluids containing several compounds by which the host can control mouth hemiparasites. The bicarbonate, phosphate, and some salivary proteins provide a buffering action that helps protect the teeth from demineralization caused by bacterial acids produced during sugar metabolism.
Additionally, the metabolism of salivary proteins and peptides by bacteria produces urea and ammonia, which help to increase the pH.
For the third function, digestion.
Saliva also contributes to the digestion of food.
For example, lipase, which helps with the initial digestion of fat, and amylase that helps the digestion of starch.
The moistening and lubricative properties of saliva also allow the formation and swallowing of food bolus. Another fascinating fact about it is that you could produce enough saliva in a year to fill 2 bathtubs. Yes, not just one, but 2 bathtubs. Production varies considerably from person to person, but on average, most people produce 0.7 liters of saliva per day, which is enough to fill 2 medium-sized bathtubs a year. Next function, we have taste. Saliva functions in taste by solubilizing food substances so that they can be sensed by taste receptors located in the taste buds. Its main role includes transport of taste substances and protection of the taste receptors. In the initial process of taste perception, saliva acts as a solvent for taste substances. Salivary water dissolves taste substances, and the latter diffuse to the taste receptor sites. During this process, some salivary constituents chemically interact with taste substances.
For the fifth function,
Antimicrobial action. Saliva maintains an important role in maintaining the equilibrium of the oral ecosystems, and this is essential for the dental caries control. Saliva is able to perform antimicrobial action because it contains proteins such as lysozyme, lactoferrin, peroxidase, and secretory leukocyte protease inhibitor. The major salivary immunoglobulin, which is a secretory immunoglobulin A or IgA, causes agglutination of specific organisms, preventing their adherence to oral tissues and forming clumps that are swallowed. Mucins, as well as specific agglutinins, also aggregate the microorganisms. Last but not the least, the maintenance of tooth integrity. In addition to its antimicrobial activity, saliva helps protect the teeth in a number of ways. This protective function begins immediately after tooth eruption in the oral cavity. Interaction with saliva provides a post-eruptive maturation through diffusion of ions such as calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, and fluoride, as well as other trace components into the surface enamel. This maturation increases surface hardness, decreases permeability, and has been experimentally shown to increase resistance to caries. That's all for the functions of saliva. If you want to learn more about the salivary glands, please keep on watching!